So, but our business is kind of preventing this fire from ever happening.
Absolutely.
And I will go over a few items here that I use a lot in my demonstrations when we go out and do our talks.
Okay.
If y'all remember, several years back, we had a large fire on the square, the old Union Bank building.
Right.
Did you know what caused that fire? Do you remember?
Was it a hot plate?
That's it. Right here, a hot plate. What happened over the years, people are living on the square. And what happened, you know, was rental. So a guy was renting it, and he didn't have a stove. Excuse me. He didn't have a stove, and he had a hot plate.
Right.
That's all he had to cook with. What he had done, he left it unattended. And of course, time we got the call, I left here at the station. Of course, it's right behind me here, and the whole sky was lit up. So I knew then we was in trouble. Well, after we done our inspection to try to find out the cause of the fire, it was pinned down to a hot plate. It could have been prevented, sure, but accidents do happen. Anytime you use one of these, make sure there's nothing around it will burn within 36 inches. Okay. And always unplug it when not in use. That's the key.
Right.
Always use them and keep them clean. If you got a lot of grease built up, that adds to the danger.
Sure.
Same way with your stove. And with that, we have more and more calls involving a stove. Number one cause of a residential fire is that stove.
Right.
Why? It's because people will turn it on and walk off and leave it unattended. It happens over and over again. Me and Captain King, we really stress this when we do our talks on fire prevention, but it keeps happening.
Right.
And the news media's been real, you know, good to us to help promote this, but it still happening.
Yes.
And that's about the biggest cause is just leaving it unattended.
And then also, I know that if you have things above your stove and you're reaching across to get a spice or something from the
Yes.
top, if you've got loose clothing,
Yes.
that can be an issue as well.
That's
I've
the
seen
issue.
that happen.
And believe it or not, we stress on fire extinguishers. Every home needs one. But a lot of times people put the fire extinguisher in the kitchen cabinet above the stove, which if you have a fire, they go to grab it, and then, like you say, they get in serious trouble quick.
Right.
So that's just common sense, but people do it. They make mistakes.
Want
and
to
I
keep it
think
close by, but
keep
it
it
doesn't
close
need to
by.
be
It
there.
don't need to be in the cabinet above. But another two causes of actually having the fire is the grease. Now you leave it unattended, you're asking for problems.
Yeah.
But if this is involved in that, double your trouble quick.
Okay.
Because this will cause the fire quick. About 400 degrees, it's going to start smoking. It's going to catch fire if you just leave it alone. A lot of times that, you know, that grease is going to start popping, then you're going to have a fire. That popping grease will get down in the eye, you will have a fire.
Right.
These right here are not rated, probably about 600. A regular gas stove, let's go with gas, it's about 1200 degrees when you got it wide open on high. An electrical stove is about 8 to 850. Little variation there. But you can imagine how quick it can happen
I'm sure.
using grease.
Right.
So we just keep stressing and stressing. If you use the stove, don't leave it unattended.
Exactly.
Because you eventually going to
Yeah,
get in trouble.